Hey there, everybody. Tony Garcia, Michigan beat writer for the Free Press, joined by Reiner Sabin, Big Ten insider, here at Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor, the site of Michigan's 30-24 victory over Ohio State. 12-0, undefeated, Big Ten East champions, headed back to Indy.
Yeah, same story as last year.
Feels like we've done this before.
Yeah, exactly. But a little twist, obviously, with all this stuff that's been going around with the program. And there maybe, was some doubt going into this game given their performance against Maryland. But they really answered those questions. I mean, in the pivotal moments, the ethos of this program really came alive where, the confidence and the self-belief and the determination to get it done, that was shown, and Ohio State didn't have that same confidence.
No, didn't seem to. We asked Jerome more about it afterwards, right? It's like early on, the offense is sputtering, right? 2 3-and-outs, punts on 3 of the first 5 drives, but the defense, Will Johnson, big interception to set up that score, right? Then later in the game, I should say, early third quarter, Ohio State has a drive. They run it 9 of 10 times, 8 straight, hammer it home to tie it up 17-17. And even when Zach Zinter, captain, fifth-year senior, 41 starts on senior day, goes down in like a tragic, gruesome injury, it just bonds them. It is not a layer of adversity. And in some form of poetic justice, Blake Corum, 22-yard touchdown run, first play after that, and they never trailed again.
Yeah, and it's it's also kind of funny. I mean, again, Ohio State outgained them, and yet it's Michigan coming through in the clutch moments and the moments that really mattered. That really was the difference in this game. And again, it's a testament really to what this program has been able to accomplish over the past 3 years. I mean, regardless of what you want to say about them, they seem to just push aside any kind of distractions. They don't succumb to adversity. It's a resilient group, and that's a credit to Jim Harbaugh and what he's been able to imbue on the players.
Yeah, and 2 points. One, you talk about the big plays. 4th down, 3 for 3.
Right.
Doesn't get bigger than that, right? Every time they had to make the play. And then secondly, you say think what you want about Michigan. They're continuing to prove those thoughts, beliefs, notions. Those are losing credence in terms of that Michigan cannot do it without those things, right?
Right.
Michigan clearly can do it. They just did. We just watched it. And so the speculation will roll on, and that is something that you want everything to be fair and you want that to get handled. But Michigan just handled business. Talk about getting handled. They handled business. And Blake Corum, who'd never been, right? He says he comes back for a game like this. Right. He was injured on what appeared to be his final carry here. 88 yards, 22 carries, 2 touchdowns. JJ McCarthy, no mistakes. Steady Eddie, 16 of 20, 1 incompletion in the second half. Just good stuff from the people you need to be good. And James Turner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where you want to take it. It's just it's just each guy.
It's people that are stepping up and getting it done. Again, there were questions about McCarthy going into this game. He had 2 really underwhelming performances. The 7 for 8 against Penn State wasn't so much him as much as that they went away from him. But they
didn't think they could protect him.
Yeah, and in the Maryland game, again, the same issues kind of ended up happening, and it ended up costing McCarthy, obviously, with the interception at the end of the first half in that game. And so, there were some questions about whether he could come in and play at a high level, and he certainly answered them in the affirmative. Again, very, very steady, and then, making that clutch throw to Roman Wilson, that was threaded between 2 defenders. It's the kind of big play that, signature play that a quarterback of his caliber needs to make in these kind of games. He came through.
And he did it. And then, of course, the defense, we talked about it somewhat briefly. They were had a little more than they had been in the past, but still to hold Ohio State to 24 points, just remarkable. And then big pick late by Rod Moore, the Ohio native, who said when he signed with Michigan after he was spurned by Ohio State, he said, "I'm never losing to Ohio State." Well, 3-0 in 3 years thus far, and now Michigan, a team that put all the pressure in a number of ways on itself, right? But you talked about it. It goes back to a post-game. You asked Blake Corum about it. What he said on crutches in Chrysler Center last February, right? Like declaring this team he will come back. This team will win a national championship. That dream is very alive and well. And Iowa seems to be just sort of the next stepping stone before we probably find out who Michigan will be playing in their third straight college football playoff.
Yeah, it's again, they've come through at every step of the way. Again, they've been faced with a lot of challenges this year. I mean, to have their head coach suspended twice for 3 different games each time. And then, and then especially during this final stretch, which was the most critical. I mean, really the season didn't get ramped up until November 11th against Penn State. And, they came down in the final stretch and got it done. And again, I mean, the Big Ten Conference Championship game, you hate to say it, but it really feels like a formality. Yeah. The imbalance between the East and West Division, and thankfully this will be the end of that because, we'll see a Big Ten championship game that is sure to be competitive with the new format with 4 new teams being added to it. 4 really good teams, and so I think it's good. But for now, I mean, Michigan's really well positioned to accomplish its mission this year.
And Jim Harbaugh comes back. Teleconference with him tomorrow, Sunday afternoon at 4. And that kicks off Big Ten Championship Week. So you know where to go for coverage of that, freak.com. We'll have something up on Hail Yes, our podcast, coming soon. We'll get this uploaded right away. And so stay tuned. And thanks for another season from the Big House. This is the final time we'll be in Ann Arbor this year. It was a good one. So Michigan 30, Ohio State 24, back to Indy they go. For Reiner, I'm Tony. Thanks for watching.